Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Ex-Miami Heat forward inks deal to continue basketball career in Israel. According to Hoops Hype, former Miami Heat forward Chris Silva has agreed to a contract with an Israeli basketball club named Bnei Herzliya. The club is a member of the Israeli Basketball Premier League. Prior to his decision to continue his professional basketball career in Israel, Silva had a big role for the College Park Skyhawks, the Atlanta Hawks G League affiliate, during the 2023-24 season. After his season in the G League ended, he spent some time playing in Puerto Rico. In 25 appearances with the Skyhawks during the G League's regular season, Silva averaged 17.0 points per contest on 52.5% shooting from the field along with 8.2 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.0 steal and 1.1 blocks per game. The 27-year-old put up similarly impressive numbers during the Skyhawks stint in the G League Showcase Cup. He averaged the second most points per game, 17.2, of any player on the team and also led the squad in free throws made per contest, 3.5. Silva got his first opportunity to play in the NBA with the Heat during the 2019-20 regular season. He appeared in 44 games and averaged 3.0 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 0.5 blocks per game in his maiden NBA season for an iteration of the Heat that went on to reach the NBA Finals. But after playing 44 games as a rookie, he found it tougher to get playing time in the NBA in the following years. The Heat traded him away during his sophomore season, and he started bouncing around the league after that, even ending up back with Miami at one point. He saw action for the Sacramento Kings, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Dallas Mavericks during the journey. He hasn't played in an NBA game since the 2022-23 season, when he logged one appearance for the Mavericks. Only will tell if Silva will be able to carry his success from the G League into the Israeli Basketball Premier League in the 2024-25 season, but considering how well he scored the ball with the Hawks G League affiliate last season, it's hard to imagine that he won't receive consistent playing time with Bnei Herzliya. Carmelo Anthony finally revealed why he did not join the Heat in 2011. Carmelo Anthony finally got the record straight as to why he decided not to join the Miami Heat at the height of the Big Three era of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, saying he wasn't mentally prepared to be the fourth option on that star-studded team. During a podcast episode with Paul George issued on July 22, Anthony confirmed that he and fellow stars James and Wade had talked about joining forces on the same team a few years before the landscape-changing events in the 2010 NBA free agency went down, though he admitted he was uncertain which team they would end up together. Anthony added that they were looking at the Chicago Bulls and New York Knicks as the possible destinations where they would like to team up since these are big market teams. However, Anthony put himself out of the equation from the super team plans when he signed a 5-year rookie contract extension with the Denver Nuggets instead of the 3-year deals inked by his fellow 2003 draft classmates. James, Wade, and LeBron would hit the free agency market 3 years later, leading up to their highly publicized union with the Heat. Anthony said he lauded the sacrifices of his batchmates to take a significant salary cut in order for the Heat to accommodate them into their payroll at that time. LeBron, Wade, and Bosh agreed to deals shades below the max salary ranging between $14 million and $16 million to get themselves on the same team. The former All-Star admitted that he wasn't business savvy enough to think that a free agency move of such magnitude was even possible, adding that he wasn't ready to let go of millions of dollars on the table and his situation with the Nuggets, who were perennial playoff contenders at that time. So at the time of the collective bargaining agreement, I didn't understand contracts in 3 years or 5 years, Anthony stated on the podcast. I knew a little bit, but I wasn't business savvy enough to understand what was to happen. So in my situation, I was in Denver, I didn't want to leave, so why take a 3-year deal? The former scoring champion also revealed a personal reason why he could not see himself playing with LeBron, Wade, and Bost at the height of their careers. At that time I wasn't ready to go partner and team up with nobody because I was building my own, expletive, in Denver. Imagine me at 23 years old, 24 years old being the fourth option on a team when I am leading my team every single year, trying to find my way in this league, and you want me to leave that and be the fourth option? I don't know mentally how I was gonna be ready for that. Anthony eventually winded up with the Knicks in a 3-team, multiplayer deal in February 2011. He had served as the franchise player for the Knicks for 7 seasons and played with 5 more teams before capping his Hall of Fame career with the Lakers in 2022. Anthony averaged 22.5 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists in 19 NBA seasons, making it in 10 All-Star teams and 6 All-NBA teams with 1 scoring title in 2013. A successful sales pitch could freeze the Warriors out of the Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes. The Golden State Warriors have attempted to trade for Lauri Markkanen without giving up all of their assets and young talents, but the imminent competition for the 2.13-meter player could push the Dubs out of the conversation if they're not careful. Both the Miami Heat and the Sacramento Kings were potential destinations for Markkanen this summer, as well as the Oklahoma City Thunder. However, Anthony Slater of The Athletic reported on July 11 that the Warriors seem the most determined to acquire Markkanen and, therefore, are the most likely destination if the Utah Jazz finally decide to trade him. They're basically in this stagnant chase for Lauri Markkanen, said Slater during the July 11 edition of the Warriors Plus Minus podcast. I think they're probably the team that had the best package on the table. I think if Lauri Markkanen had been traded at this point, we all agree it would be the Warriors. The Kings gave up, the Miami Heat don't seem that eager, that's one of the biggest things that happened for the Warriors, and Oklahoma City changed their stance. While the Thunder traded for Alex Caruso and added Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency, positioning themselves as major contenders in the Western Conference, Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report crafted a trade proposal on Tuesday, July 23, that would bring Oklahoma City into the mix and steal Markkanen from Golden State. The Thunder have a massive number of future draft picks, so while Swartz's pitch wouldn't empty the entire cupboard, it would severely deplete one of them. The deal includes a 2025 first-round pick originally belonging to the Jazz, first-round picks in 2027 and 2029, second-round picks in 2026, 2027, and 2028, as well as the 2024 first-round pick Nikola Topic, number 12 overall, Ousmane Dieng, and Kenrich Williams. Swartz made the case for the Thunder's big move after already adding 2 potential starters this offseason to a team that lost a competitive series to the eventual Western Conference champion Dallas Mavericks in the conference semifinals earlier this year. No other team has more draft ammunition to trade for Markkanen, who would help transform what was once a small front line in OKC into 3 2.13-meter players, Swartz wrote. This trade would create a significant gap between the Thunder and the rest of the West. It would add another 20-point-per-game scorer to OKC's starting lineup while making only a small dent in the team's future draft picks. The volume Swartz presented would be difficult for the Dubs to match, although Golden State had an advantage. While Oklahoma City's future looks extremely bright for perhaps an unprecedented window, given all their young talents and recruitment assets, the Warriors have only a limited time to compete at the top of the West. Thus, Golden State's future first-round picks, of which they can offer up to 3 to Utah, along with future second-round picks and future swaps, are all seen as more valuable assets because it's very likely the Warriors will finish in lower positions in the standings than the Thunder in most seasons over the next decade. Sending back to the Jazz one of their first-round picks in 2025, along with Topic, whom Oklahoma City selected in the lottery in 2024, are the 2 immediate pieces that fit into Utah's demolition and rebuilding plan, which Golden State would struggle to match in short-term value. Although the Thunder can make this move, the team also has the luxury of waiting to make an all-star acquisition until it fits precisely with their purposes. It's unclear if Markkanen fits that profile. Thus, the Warriors remain the front-runners among Markkanen's suitors, although Shams Charania of The Athletic reported on July 15 that the two teams are at an impasse regarding a return package for the 2.13-meter player, who averaged 23.2 points and 8.2 rebounds in 33.1 minutes per game last season, following an All-Star campaign in 2022-23. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Lauri Markkanen? Leave your opinion in the comments.